Hey, and welcome to our first episode of the new series called Loving Black. I'm your host, Tory Smith.
And I'm Terry. I'm his wife, Terry Smith, and we're here tonight to bring you some good fun. You want to tell them a little bit about what we're doing, honey?
Yeah, so Loving Black, most of you guys probably know us from our radio show, which is Marriage Talk Tuesdays with Tory and Terry. But now we crossed over to another medium. So what we're here to do now is introduce you guys to a whole new different love talk show. And we're going to be talking love. We're going to be talking relationships. We're going to be talking about anything that you want to write in pertaining to your marriage or anything. So, baby, what is Loving Black?
Loving Black it's a talk variety show. And what we do is we want to talk about cultivating positive love connections. And, we provide you edutainment and it gets really fun. But let me tell you about the premise of Loving Black. Loving Black, think of it in terms of accounting. Think of a bank account. You want your account in the positive, right? And so that would be your love account. You want it in the positive, and the positive means black. So the red means negative, but the positive is black. And we want to put your love in the positive, and that's in the black, Loving Black. And that's what we're here to do.
Yep. So with Loving Black, we want you guys to have an opportunity to chime in on the most serious problems that you're having in your relationships. And when you do, we'll give you not only some clinical perspective, but we'll also give you real world perspective as well. So we are marriage counselors.
Yes.
And we've been doing this for about 5 years now. We started out with a church marriage ministry and progressed from there. So my wife, Terry, here is from the Bay Area. I said it before she did because she likes to do this thing.
I will be mentioning California a lot. I'm repping my Cali. Yes, I am. But we are here now. We're in Houston. We're here in Texas, and we love what we do. We really love what we do. And we met some great people, and God has just been moving us. He really has. It's interesting. Like my husband said, we were doing marriage ministry before, and that was our vision. And then it kind of stopped there, and we just let God take us the rest of the way. And He's shown us so many people and so many areas, and just expanded, the whole vision for us, huh?
Yes. So again, the premise of our show is to introduce us to you. We want you to welcome us into your bedrooms. We want you to welcome us into your lives. And we definitely want you guys to welcome us to your family, because we cover all types of marital issues.
Yes.
So
and family issues too.
Yes.
It takes a family, it takes a village, and we want to be that, part of that village, that tribe for you to succeed in every area of your lives as a family, as a couple, and just as husband and wife, so you can pass this on, you can share this information. It's valuable. It really is. And we're going to really talk about some key things. We love the Lord, and the thing is that people that love the Lord are afraid to discuss certain topics, and we're not. And that's what kind of sets us apart. And so you'll hear certain dialogue that you'll know, it's like, there's a certain light on them. There's something about them, and you'll know exactly where we're coming from because we're completely led. So we're going to bring, the best that we have to you so that you can be the best that you can be.
And then again, we're not afraid to touch on any issues. So we've done everything from, which is the biggest, communications. We teach you how to communicate with each other. We teach you guys how to fight fair. And we teach you guys how to have fun with each other through communication as well.
It's edutainment.
It's edutainment. That's right.
It's edutainment.
But, a lot of people think that people get divorced over infidelity issues, which we've had a lot of recently. But people don't realize that you have to be able to communicate with your spouse.
I was just going to say, that's where it all stems from. It's not that per se, but it's the lack of the communication that leads to various things that then starts to cause that division. And we never divide you. We're always going to speak of things that are going to uplift you and draw you near, and tighten that 3-strand cord, really keep you tight, your whole marriage and your relationship is really, it's built on communication and just your openness and your truths, right?
Your truth. We encourage you guys to speak your truths at all times.
Mm-hmm.
So we encourage you to speak your truth to your spouse, to your significant other, whether that be your fiance or boyfriend or girlfriend. It's all important. And those are some of the things that we'll be going over through our show. So it's not like a lot of education or clinical,
Oh, it's gonna be
we're
fun.
going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're gonna be fun. I deem myself the fun fairy. So just so you guys know, in all of our sessions, because we are licensed, counselors, but in all of our sessions, I always let the couples know that I am the fun fairy, and I will be the fun fairy on this show.
So does this mean you're going to have wings since we're on TV now?
I'm sorry?
Does this mean you're going to have wings since we're on TV now?
No, I'm not. I don't need wings. I'm on a whole nother level, a whole nother plane. But no, check it out. This is the thing. The fun fairy gives you fun things to do. I'm the one that suggests things that, the sexual things, the real heartstring things that, draw you closer. So like I said, it's a good blend. We're a yin and a yang here.
And I'm kind of
rough.
rough.
Bring our best to you.
I give it to you raw. So, I mean, I really don't pull any punches. I know I have to watch my language, but I really don't pull any punches. And I'm kind of rough around the edges, but I'll give it to you straight. My wife likes to put a little sugar on it and make it sweet for you.
I'm just loving in my tone and in my delivery, but all of it is coming to you pure and sincere, and that's what matters because we want the best for you.
That's right. So, guys, we want you guys to tune in to us. We will be airing every Friday night at 9 p.m., and we are on the new A-Star Television Network.
We're right here. So this is where we'll be. You know where to find us, right here. We invite you in every single time we have an episode. You're welcome to write us. You want to tell them where they can write?
So,
you want to write us?
So what happens, every week we ask you guys to send in your questions to us. So, and you'll see this on the screen later, but you can email your marital relationship problems, whatever it is, you can email it to us at loveinblack1@gmail.com. And if you're interested in viewing any of the other topics that we've already covered, you can go to our website at iforeverwill.com. And you can also catch us on IG. I guess that's what they're calling it these days, but it's you can catch us on Instagram. And our Instagram handle is IFWCMC. And I think it's the number one, right?
Number one. Everything is always about one. You're one. We never divide you.
Yeah. You know what, baby? I just mentioned our company, but I didn't really tell them who we are.
Yeah, I was going to say, tell them really briefly how the I Forever Will, tell them about that.
So our parent company is I Forever Will Christian Marriage Counseling, and we provide counseling services. We do live events as well. I don't know what we're going to be doing now during the pandemic, but we also do live events that you'll be able to participate in. And we also have, each one of us have individual shows that we do to encourage men and women. So my wife has what she calls Proverbs 31, and it used to be on Thursdays, but we're just going to call it Proverbs 31. And I have Monday Manhood Moments, in which we both talk to our respective genders and give them advice on how to be the strength in your family, how to raise your children properly. How to be the light in your house when there's nothing in there.
That's right. That's right, honey. We build you up, Everything that we do is to build you up.
Okay. So we're going to go into commercial break. And
we've got a lot to tell you.
Got a lot to tell you. We'll come back with a special guest. And we will introduce her as soon as we return.
Don't go away. Come right back.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. For a limited time, get $16,000 off all in-stock Cadillac 2019 XT5 crossovers and $19,000 off all in-stock 2019 CT6 sedans. Or experience the first ever 2020 Cadillac XT6 Premium Luxury Collection, only $519 with $1 down for 39 months lease. Or purchase and receive 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service, striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. Drive the new 2020 Cadillac XT4, only $399 a month, or the new 2020 XT5, only $429 a month, both for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase the XT4 or XT5 and enjoy 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
Welcome back. We have a special guest for you today. I'm so excited about her.
Yes.
She is amazing, isn't she, honey?
She is.
She's amazing. It's Miss Nettie Jones, and she is a passionate licensed psychotherapist. Miss Nettie provides collaborative guidance to women whose desire is to find balance. She wants to find balance. She wants to help those who want to find balance, reconnect with their intimacy, okay, and live out their purpose, passion, and discover the value and power of their voice. That's what this fabulous woman, this beautiful woman, Miss Nettie, that's what she does. She helps women of today that are in search of that. Please welcome our guest, the fabulous Miss Nettie Jones.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, Nettie.
Hi there. How are you guys? You guys are amazing.
So are you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
So I want to say thanks so much for inviting me to come and be on the show today. I'm excited about our conversation.
I'm so glad to have you
Yeah.
here.
Hey,
Thank
Nettie,
you for
we're gonna
taking
hang.
the time.
I know we're gonna hang this on the wall because this is our first episode here, and you're our first guest. So
Yes.
of course you're so special
Oh,
to
wow.
us.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Hey, I feel honored. I feel honored.
We're glad to have you. You
Yeah.
ready to get in it? Let's get in it.
I'm ready to get started.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Listen, let me ask you this. How did you acquire the name? Now, you had the name, The Girlfriend's Therapist. That was the name. How did you acquire that?
You know what? It's so funny. One of the ladies that worked at the office at the front desk, when clients would come in, of course, she would receive them. And one day, two ladies knew one another, and they were like, "What are you doing here?" "Oh, I come to see Nettie." And so it's like, "Oh my God, you see Nettie? Oh my God, she's like a girlfriend." So fast forward, had an opportunity to do a radio show. And the lady who would volunteer for the front desk from time to time ended up being my first producer. And so we had to come up with a tagline. She's like, "Girl, you know your girlfriend's therapist." So that's where the Girlfriend Therapist was birthed. She came up with the idea. It was the tag name for the radio show.
I love it. I love it. It's stuck.
Wow.
And it's so inviting, you know? It's really inviting.
Hey, Nettie.
Yeah, it really is. Mm-hmm.
And I was going to ask, hey, what's some of the people ask us all the time when we're on these shows, when we go to different TV shows, they ask us, hey, what advice would you give to someone? So we're going to throw that back in your lap. What's the number one piece of advice would you give someone to inspire them?
Well, you know what? I believe, and you guys said this a little earlier in your intro, understanding and knowing your truths, and that's inner work. That's getting to know self. And so whether that's in a therapy session or we're just sitting, over a cup of coffee or a glass of wine, getting to know who you are at an intimate level, I think allows you to be your best self. So knowing and understanding your truths.
I like that.
That's timeless advice.
Yeah, and it is. Exactly. Because it's ever changing. Because we're ever changing.
Absolutely.
We're always growing. That's the truth. Yeah. It really is. I'm looking at you, and if you noticed, I introduced you as the fabulous, because I'm just looking at you, and you're glowing. And I wonder what could you tell a woman, like for you? You're fresh, you're inspiring, you're just fueled for this work. What keeps you? What keeps you just your light on, and what keeps you so bright?
Terry, I have to tell you, sleep. I had to learn self-care. I had to learn sleep is important.
What is
Sleep,
sleep?
hydration, but
What
more.
is sleep?
I know
What
he said,
is
what
that?
is
Yeah.
sleep? We're at that stage, yeah. But we're really working on it because it is, and we're learning. We're learning that it is
Yeah.
important.
It's very important.
Mm-hmm.
Prayer, meditation,
Mm-hmm.
being still,
Oh, yes.
and I have a therapist too.
That's right. That's right. That's right. You know, it's so funny. I had bought, was going to this place to work out, very excited about it. And they sell, their different, merchandise and all. And it was a tank, really cute. It's black, and in white letters it says, "I told my therapist about you." So when I wear it, I mean, it's like an inside joke, right? But when I wear it, people are just like,
it.
and I thought, I'm going to wear this when we go like to some nighttime event. I'm like, I'm gonna but
I love it.
he's my therapist, right?
We bounce things off of each other.
So
that's
yeah.
good.
We
Great.
I don't know if you go through this, but we get to the point where we're telling everyone what to do all the time about certain things. And I know sometimes, people think, oh man, you guys got the perfect marriage and you know what to say to each other, when you get into an argument or something like that. We don't. We get into it.
We're like everybody else.
Yeah,
we really are. It's a
get
gift,
like everybody
We're
else.
still human. I mean, would you think people think that we have these
Absolutely.
supernatural powers, and it's like, we're still human, but this is our craft. I mean, just like you have a chef, or you have, you have various positions and, purpose and callings in life, and this just happens to be ours.
Yeah. So I always say, we know how to reel it back in, though. So, and the reason I was bringing it up, you had a term that we saw called stinking thinking. And
Ooh, yes.
what is that? What's that all about?
Tell us about that.
So I am a cognitive behavior therapist. And so the premise behind that is our thoughts influence our emotions and our feelings, and of course, ultimately our behavior. And so oftentimes we have this negative narrative going on in our head. And most times it's not even true. And so I address it as the stinking thinking. What are your thoughts? So clients will often tell me how they feel, and they'll go, okay, I hear that. But what are you thinking? And so when we're able to get a hold to our thoughts, we're able to ask ourselves, we're able to challenge, is this true? Most of the times it's not. And immediately those emotions and feelings follow. And so that is the stinking thinking, that we often do over and over and over. So we can manage our emotions by getting a hold to our thoughts. So I always say, our thoughts are the window to our emotions and feelings.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what? And if you don't mind, we may start using that as well, because I think a lot of times, thank you. I think a lot of times when we're talking to our clients, and especially when we are talking to ones that deal with infidelity, the ones that the victims of the infidelity, they're always searching for something. Their mind is going a million miles a minute, and we're always having to tell them, hey, don't think that your mind will put things that are before you that aren't even real. And your spouse may have just kissed the other person, but your mind makes it think that they were in this torrid love affair, and and they were doing things that we haven't even done, and things like that.
Well, our imagination can
your imagination just runs wild with you. So that's why I was like, when I saw stinking thinking, I'm like, man, that's exactly what we go through when we're talking to people.
Tory, you're absolutely right. And, it's important to understand that you're creating a lot of this discomfort indirectly. Absolutely. And so, and that's uncomfortable for people.
Yeah.
It's not very palatable especially if you're on the other side of that, right?
Yeah.
And this person has said, okay, I apologize. This is something I've done. And then you on the other side are saying, basically, I'm making myself feel this way.
Right.
And so to a certain extent, when you add the extras, you fill in the blank and you kind of create that. It is a challenge.
Yep.
Yes.
And I throw a little scripture in everything we do. And so when we talk to people that are thinking like that, stinking thinking, I let them know, say, hey, you're putting this on yourself. Let go of that weight that so easily besets you, right? And then you feel a relief.
Because you'll stay stagnant. If you stay there, it's a choice. Staying there is a choice. I mean, you may,
know,
and when I
you're,
say staying there, I'm not talking about necessarily in the relationship, but I'm saying mentally, emotionally staying in that space is a choice. And so once you decide this is not going to define me, I'm going to move from this. Now it is what it is, and it happened, and you decide to do whatever you're going to do from there. But when it comes to who you are and owning and living in that place, you have got to move beyond that. You have got to make a choice to move beyond that so that you can move upward and onward.
Yeah. And even if you fail in it, we call it failing forward. Even if you fail in it, keep going because you have to move forward and not keep your mind in the past like that.
Yeah, because you'll get stuck there.
You know what, guys? This is the deal. The beauty of where they are when they come and sit in front of you and work through this is that they're on the other side of it. And I remind clients of that is behind you. And so you're on the other side of whatever it is that has happened. And Eckhart Tolle talks about in The Power of Now that you can never re-experience what you've already experienced before. So whatever that was, the initial, disclosure, the initial shock, all of that, you've experienced it. You're on the other side.
Exactly.
So you can't recapture, you can't relive it. You can remember, but you don't re-experience. And so we take ourselves to this place. So kind of like we're creating it all over again. And it doesn't really exist.
And it
so
it's
there's
not
good
healthy.
news.
It's not healthy,
No.
not at all.
Yeah.
Oh, let's move on. Ooh, I
Yeah, I
don't
know,
want to stay there. Okay, so let me ask you this. Let's
She's a
go
fun fairy
back.
now. I can tell when she does her hands like this.
Is that the fairy move? Okay.
She get ready to go into fun fairy mode.
Okay, so you mentioned that you had a radio show. Okay, so did you enjoy that? Wasn't it fun? You enjoyed it?
Oh my God, absolutely. It was amazing.
Tell us
really
a memorable.
It was a lot of fun.
Let's do flashback. Okay, let's do a flashback. Tell us a memorable thought that you have from the radio show. Can you think of it?
I have so
I know you have a
many.
lot. I know.
The energy. So, preparing, and you guys know, all the preparation is the hard work, right? The part that was so energetic and exciting for me was from the time it's like, welcome to the show. That's the part where you connect with the audience. I had an amazing producer and co-host. Okay. Amazing people around me, board operator, and so we were like family. So every show was high energy, a lot of fun. I think they're memorable shows. I interviewed Shaka Khan, which was amazing. And and what was really exciting is to have people from different parts of the country, chime in, experts to give their opinion about certain areas. So, for me to say one show, and I believe we did over, 175 shows in the almost 3 years that I was there, would really minimize the impact and all of that. So I don't have one that stands out as like the most memorable. Yeah. I think they all left some type of mark.
I know with us, we love radio, and I mean, we have 2 radio shows. But the thing about me, if you were to ask me that question, I would think we actually acquired some really good friends through being guests on our show, and we had so much in common with them that we just took it off air. Right. And I mean, we have some really good friends, and we have a couple that we have one couple that we interacted with at another. We were both being interviewed on another radio show, and or another station rather, and we just instantly bonded with them. Just clicked. So I think for me, as far as most memorable, are our guests. We have fabulous guests on our show, including yourself. And again, like I mentioned earlier, you're going to be etched in stone with us because this is our first TV show, and you're our first guest. So yes,
I know. I need some sound effects.
I know, right?
Something,
All right. Hey, you got to get her some sound effects, guys. Hey, look, if you can go back in time and advise the younger you. Oh yes. I know, right? Of all that you know now, how would you approach that? How would you go about that?
What would you tell them?
I love that question.
What would you tell your younger self?
I would say, girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
Bring it.
Girlfriend, Number one, be patient
Mm-hmm.
and trust the process.
Oh,
You know,
Just heard that
our
this
we were
morning
life
just
from
talking about
somebody.
this morning.
process.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, we're so busy trying to figure out life that we don't live, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And my younger self was moving, and wanting to get there, but I needed to go through the process. My best friend and I we talk back and forth, and we've always talked about connecting the dots.
Yes.
You
Oh my
know,
God. Is that not a
and
term I
remember
use?
when
I
you were,
use that term. I use that term often.
do you?
Yes.
Yes, she
All
So
the
you
does.
know how
time.
when you were in school, you would get this puzzle,
Yep.
Mhm.
and 1, 2 would
Yep.
be here, and 3, and then all of a sudden 4 is over there,
Yeah. And then you
and the
can
more
color
you
inside.
connect, you saw the picture. And
Yes.
so trust in the process, and we're all work in progress in that
Okay.
process. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I would tell girlfriend.
Okay.
That is
Yeah.
really good. That is
It
really good.
is.
And you know, we have to trust, I know that's such a powerful question, because even with myself, and we have daughters, so I have an opportunity to do it, to kind of say, hey, look out for this here, watch out for that there.
Yeah.
But the main thing is that trust in who you are, that you're equipped for each moment, and just trust that, really, really trust that. So, and
Okay.
yeah, we're going to come back. We're going to come right back. We're coming right back, you guys.
Yeah.
We'll see you in a minute. Okay? Don't go away.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. Drive the new 2020 Cadillac XT4, only $399 a month, or the new 2020 XT5, only $429 a month, both for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase the XT4 or XT5 and enjoy 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com. Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. For a limited time, get $16,000 off all in-stock Cadillac 2019 XT5 crossovers and $19,000 off all in-stock 2019 CT6 sedans. Or experience the first ever 2020 Cadillac XT6 Premium Luxury Collection, only $519 with $1 down for 39 months lease. Or purchase and receive 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
And we're back.
We're back.
Hey, we have Nettie Jones that we're interviewing right now, and we have one final question for her. Then we're going to go into our question of the
my
day.
God.
And I think we're going to have to come up with a name for the question of the day, to make it a little more exciting.
Dilemma of the day.
Dilemma of the day, something like that. Hey, Nettie, we got one more question for you, and we actually. You don't have anything to do, right? Because we want you to stay here.
We want you to stay for the question of the day, too.
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
So you got a question for her?
So, yeah, and a little birdie told me this, but what was your most memorable experience on television? The first show. What was the first show like?
Oh, my first radio show. Oh, my God.
Oh, was it radio? Okay.
It was radio show. Oh, yeah, that was memorable. Let me tell you, I was so nervous. I was sweating bullets. And so I remember the first commercial we went to, I literally just stood up and just started running in place and clapping my hands. And, you know, and then all of a sudden I had to sit back down,
Right.
welcome back.
Right. All
So,
composed.
yeah, so I guess that was, I felt like I had been thrown in the water, old school. Learn how to
Yeah.
swim. Throw in.
Baptismal
Sink
by
or
fire.
swim. Yes.
Baptismal
There you
by
go.
fire. Just go
But
in,
yeah,
jump in, and
that
do
was,
it.
I was pretty nervous. I was pretty nervous, but yeah, we made it through. We made it through.
And wasn't it just kind of, you had the woo-saw, once you came to your second show, you walked in there like, I'm owning this today.
After that, and once I get like in my groove, once I'm talking about those things I'm really passionate about, it's like I just lose sight of everything else. Matter of fact, the producers were always going, wrap up, got to go to commercial, time. So I get in a groove.
Right.
Once I'm there, right? Yeah, but getting there. Yeah. And so eventually, yes, you're absolutely right, Terry. I was able to kind of get in there and it was smooth sailing after
That's your happy place. That's our happy place.
Yeah.
That is.
Well, we're about to go there right now. Let's go there. We're going to go there together. Let's go there. We got the question of the day. I need a drum roll. We're going to have to get something in here so I can do my drum roll.
So for those of you that are not familiar with our radio show, what we like to do is a segment called the question of the day. And we actually, for television, we're actually going to change this. So we may even solicit some of your inputs. But we answer one of our audience members or one of our, people that enjoy listening to us, I would say, we answer one of their questions. And today's question is actually the topic of today.
Oh, yes. The topic.
The topic is stop acting so desperately, to get married, right? So we got a question pertaining to that, and I'm going to read it here. And the question of the day starts out, Dear Tory and Teri, every guy that I have dated dumped me because they say that they are not ready for marriage or they are not ready to commit. I am a professional woman that has her own, and I am just looking for companionship. I have to admit, I am pretty quick to ask what a man's intentions are with me because I don't want to waste time on anything that's not going to produce any fruits. Am I being too forward by expressing my objectives before moving in with a guy? What? Moving in? Why is it that men can do what they want to and we have to sit on the sidelines waiting to get in the game? Signed, frustrated and not bitter. I think she is a little bit bitter. You know what? Every time we get into one of these letters, something just jumps out at me. And I don't know if it jumped out at you too, but the first thing I'm like reading it, I'm going, okay. But then I get to the part where she says, move in with a man. Like, who does that? You just said you have your own. Why are you moving in with anyone? And even though we didn't get a backstory as, how often this has happened, but not only that, how soon it happens after a meeting. I mean, you need to maintain your own individuality because that is a desperate sign right there. Am I right or wrong here?
Oh, absolutely. This is loaded. It's
It is loaded.
That's why I take notes.
It's loaded and layered.
It's
loaded and layered. I was listening to that and a couple of things. I admire the guy for just saying up front, he's not ready to commit.
Mm-hmm.
And, ladies,
if they do that, though,
if they do that,
because if they're not required or if it hasn't been asked, hey, what's our status? Hey, we'll just keep on going. There's no.
But you're absolutely right, Tory. But this is the deal. You've got to ask yourself, number one, is this somebody for me? Women are so ready to, okay, what are you looking for? What are your intentions? But you may not know you need to get to know him first.
Exactly.
There's so many, and we don't know the back story, like you said.
Yeah.
But this is layered to me. If a guy says to you, I'm not ready to get married, believe him.
Yeah.
If he's saying that.
Exactly.
You should believe that. And I think you should honor that if you're ready to get married and he's not. That allows you to know where you are, right?
Exactly.
And you make some decisions.
Exactly. Yeah. One of my favorite poets, Maya Angelou, she said, if someone shows you who they are, believe them.
Yeah, I mean, well, you have no choice but to believe them, especially when they're up front and they just tell you
Exactly
their truth. That I don't want to do this. But the thing is too, one of the things I live by. There's two things that I live by, and that is be anxious for nothing. I am huge. Be anxious for nothing, as well as I do not operate in confusion. Anything confusion, I'm like, I'm out of there. And so, I think that it's about focusing on your peace, because if you're at a place where you're getting dumped, everybody can't be wrong, right? You keep getting dumped.
You're the common denominator now.
Yeah. And I mean, it's something to think about in that, as well as, just step away for a minute. It doesn't have to be constant, one after another, one after another. Step away for a minute. What if it doesn't happen? Your life is still going to go on.
Yep.
You want to make sure that you're doing these things to continue to advance in life, to live life. She says that she's a professional, so she's accomplished. But how are you accomplished in your personal life? Are you waiting to get married to buy a china cabinet? You know what I mean? Are you waiting to get married to have folks over for Thanksgiving dinner? I mean,
how about buy a house?
Exactly. Oh, for sure.
In this case,
well, you're accomplished. I hope you already have your home.
Yeah.
But my point is, continue to, like we said, this show is about cultivating love, positive love conversations. What about love for self?
Yeah.
What about your love for yourself? How are you sowing into yourself so that you are even desirable? Yeah. I mean, people love the fact they love a winner. And if you're winning on your own, you see yourself as a winner, not a loser, not the consolation prize because you've been dumped. Don't see yourself as dumped. See yourself as selective and be that. Yeah. So I mean,
looking at the letter, I'm thinking that even though she says she's accomplished and has her own, you have low self-esteem here, because you're saying, and I'm piggybacking off of what you just said about being dumped. I wouldn't tell anyone that I was dumped that many times.
Well, and don't let those things define you. She's staying there. We talked about it before. She's staying in that place.
She's staying in that place. And then again, if there's no backstory here, so we don't know how many guys. But the point is that why are you making yourself so available like that to so many different men?
That's why I said be selective.
So you have to be selective. You can't make yourself available to everybody. And I told you guys that I give it to you raw. Quit giving up the cookie. That's what's going on.
Oh, Lord, child. See, okay, so this is the thing. Everybody is not a husband and everybody's not a wife.
Exactly.
That's just it.
Exactly.
And so, you don't have to go with everybody that wants to go with you. That's why I said be selective. You can just have fun.
Yeah.
And you can decide what works best for you. And you'd be surprised how that trajectory will change. Yeah. It really will, because it's that energy that you're leading with, it's a confidence, and it's a peace. People, that's a light. And so people want to be around that. And it's like, ask yourself, why would someone want to marry me? What is it about me? Why would I want to marry me?
Yep.
What are my attributes? It's not what you have, your professionalism, what you've acquired. Who are you?
Who are you? What are your core values?
Yeah.
And we say this so many times to people, male and female. You have to know what your core values are, what you stand for, because if you just stand for anything, you're going to be like this lady in the letter here. You're going to just stand for anything. You take whatever the guy's telling you or whatever and go for it.
It's about the power of choice.
It's
and that's what Nettie was talking about. They can find their power voice. Right. What do you think, Nettie? What do you think?
I took a couple of notes here, and I'm right on the same page with you guys. I definitely, a couple of things I underlined dump. I'm big on words. So is that something that's how she feels about herself? Or are these relationships that just didn't work out? I think it's perception. So that indicates that there's this negative kind of emotion behind this. And then she said companionship, but then she's talking about marriage. Yes, you get companionship, hopefully, if you're in a healthy marriage. But are you looking for companionship? Or are you looking to get married?
Right.
And those are two different things. And so lonely. Loneliness is a state of mind. Do you know how many women are married and lonely, or how many men are married and lonely? So that's a state of mind. But the other part, to tell a man what your intentions are. But you know what? He has intentions too, and they may be different from yours. And so one of the things I think is so important is understanding, pretty much piggybacking what you guys were saying, you have to be the most important person.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to get to know yourself on a very intimate level.
Yes.
And so when unhealthy relationships come your way, you see the red flags, and so you recognize we're not on the same page. And that's okay.
Right.
And that's a healthy space.
Right.
And so maybe you're not the one. And you need to know who you are in that relationship and stop focusing on who that person is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, and as far as sitting on the sidelines, she took a seat there.
Okay, that's real. And you know what else? It goes back to what you said about the stinking thinking. Am I right? It's the same thing. You're like,
absolutely.
What's the dialogue? What are you telling yourself?
Exactly.
And that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stinking thinking.
Stinking thinking,
Yeah.
right? Stinking thinking. Yeah.
And what else I would tell to her is that she needs to know how to act, around these guys. Don't make yourself look so desperate.
Yeah, for sure.
Let your appearance reflect that of your inner spirit. I tell women all the time, if they're looking for a guy, if the guy does not exhibit the 9 fruits of the spirit that of God, leave him, because you have to be able to know what it is that you're looking for. A little backstory on us here. Before we got married, I was a divorcee, and I actually, I was dating, and then it wasn't fulfilling. And I said, I was saved and all, and I said, I want a Proverbs 31 woman. And that's what I was seeking. And, every woman I would meet, they didn't match what I was looking for. They didn't exhibit those qualities of a Proverbs, those virtues and qualities of a Proverbs 31. And, a woman had even asked me, hey, I see you with different women in here, how come you never asked me out? I thought we were friends or whatever, And I just told her, I said, well, I'm looking for a certain type of woman. And she said, well, what's that? I said, a Proverbs 31 woman. Now, she was in the church, and she said, what's a Proverbs 31 woman? I said, you know what? If you don't know, you ain't the one, right? So
that's so cold. I think that is so cold.
But it's true,
the truth.
But
But he said he's raw, so he's gonna tell you his truth. Okay.
And I say that because again, we need to speak our truths for one, but two, we need to be intentional about dating. We need to be intentional about who we're marrying.
That's right.
And she's not intentional.
Yeah.
She may be wanting to get married, but then she contradicts herself by saying that she wants companionship. Well, do you want companionship or do you want marriage? There's a lot of couples that are married and lonely in that marriage.
That's right.
Because of emotional disconnect and physical disconnect within their own marriage. So what is it that you want? Be definitive, tell us.
And you know what, too? What are your deal breakers? I mean, like, what do you stand for? Because I know even with me, like, okay, so we were talking about us, right? Mm-hmm. You were talking about when we met. And even with us, I mean...
She wasn't the one that asked, what's the Proverbs 31?
Yeah, I know, obviously. But no, the thing is that even when meeting him, I was done. I was done dating. I just really was. I'm like, I'm over this. And I had actually had a conversation with God. I was getting dressed for work. And I had 2 guys that I had dated that I was trying to kind of bring to Christ because my lifestyle and the way I lived was different. And
she wasn't dating them at the same time. I'm sorry.
No, I wasn't. No, but I'm just saying that, these were the people that I had dated, and, in the recent point where I was saying that I was trying to introduce them to Christ because of my lifestyle, and they wanted to be with me. And I was showing them, well, this is the requirement. This is how I live. And, and they were interested, but still it wasn't them. And it's like, this has to be who you are. This really has to be who you are. So I had a conversation with Christ, getting dressed, with God, getting dressed in my closet, getting, for work one day. And I just told him, I said, you know what? I'm done. That's 2 guys that I try, I'm trying to live this thing right. I'm trying to do it the right way, and be obedient, and also just, my values of who I am and honor who I am. And, I called out, I didn't know we were going to go here, and maybe, it's supposed to, the Holy Spirit's doing
I think we need to get back on track.
Yeah, we would. But my point is that I had called out family members because I was in tears, and I was saying, this is, I'm done. You guys know me. And I called out an uncle. And long story short, I met this wonderful man of God, probably about 24, 48 hours later, and he looks just like my uncle. And so, yeah, and I mean, I don't know, I don't know what conversation took place in the heavens, because my uncle is in the heavens, but I do believe that he probably told God, hey, make this happen.
Yeah.
Enough is enough.
Let's give this lady some advice, right? I'm going to start it off.
You wait on the Lord and you be happy with self. Get happy with self first before you put that on somebody else.
I guess she's going to start off.
Well, that's it.
Anyway, my first point is act like you're not thinking about getting married, right? When you go into a relationship with someone, let the process work. Let the process flow. Don't think about going in, okay, if I don't get married to this guy, I'm leaving. Or if he don't, show me any intentions on wanting to be married, I'm out of here. Guys, we don't take hints very well. So don't drop the hints about you wanting to get married. Don't initiate discussions about marriage until the two of you bring it up.
Yeah.
Everybody's
not a candidate.
Everybody's not a candidate for marriage. And with this lady here, don't move in with each other. Stop acting like you're already married.
Yeah. We got to go to a break. We'll be right back, you guys. We'll be right back.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. For a limited time, get $16,000 off all in-stock Cadillac 2019 XT5 crossovers and $19,000 off all in-stock 2019 CT6 sedans. Or experience the first ever 2020 Cadillac XT6 Premium Luxury Collection, only $519 with $1 down for 39 months lease. Or purchase and receive 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. Drive the new 2020 Cadillac XT4, only $399 a month, or the new 2020 XT5, only $429 a month, both for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase the XT4 or XT5 and enjoy 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
Welcome back to Love in Black with Tory and Teri. And today we're talking about how to stop acting and looking so desperate to get married. And before we went to break, I was actually in the midst of giving some pointers from a male perspective, since I got two women here.
Tell them, baby. Tell them.
I was giving some perspective. So my next point was allow him to get into the discussions of long-term commitments.
Let him bring it up.
Yeah, because when you start to bring it up, we kind of like, where's this going? It's almost like that proverbial, we need to talk. And what every man in this world knows that when a woman says, we need to talk, especially when she put that in front of it, you know that you want to talk and you want us to listen. So that's a contradictory in terms there as well. So, but anyway, allow him to bring up long-term commitments. Do this by letting him have a sense of ownership. Like, hey, I'm the one that's talking about marriage, not you. Let him be the one to kind of, lead the way instead of you, because that's the natural order of things.
What do I tell? I tell some of our clients, and I tell our daughters, and I say this to women: let a man be a man.
Exactly.
Allow a man to be a man.
Yeah. And the big point of that is you have to, by nature, men, we're the chasers. we want to be able to chase you. If you're going to be that easy to get,
Chivalry's not
we don't
dead.
want you.
That's right.
If you're going to be that easy. And I'm sorry, Nettie, before the show, before you came on, I tell people I kind of give it raw. My wife likes to do a lot of clinical. I mix mine with clinical and real world. Okay. So a lot, guys, we don't want to be in a position where we're being forced to get married, or there's ultimatums. We want to be able to, we're chasers, we're hunters, So the thing is that if you're not giving us anything to chase, that's why we have so many clients that say, well, I don't know what's going on in my marriage because, I do everything. Because you do everything. Mm-hmm. Slow down a little bit, Nettie, you shaking your head. You want to jump in?
You guys are doing a great job. I mean, this is what you do. This is what you do.
No, I agree
with everything.
I do too. Yeah, I agree too. Yeah. I do too. And I mean that, and I'm glad that it's coming from your perspective because women, I think they share a lot and they listen to each other a lot, but they need to hear it straight, from the horse's mouth.
Exactly.
Seriously.
And to that point too, make him think that he's getting ready to lose something. If you do happen to bring up the marriage topic or whatever, and he's not into it, and you just let him know, hey, I was hoping I'd find my tall, dark, and handsome, or whatever the terms are that people use these days, and if you're not the one, I was hoping it would be you, but if you're not the one, I'm gonna have to make some other moves. So this gives him a chance to say, whoa, I'm about to lose this. Now the chase is on.
I have to say this. I do have to say this. I'm the silent customer. If I don't receive the customer service, then I'm not available.
She is not the silent customer. No, we go to restaurants, we go everywhere.
No, I'm not talking about that. This is a metaphor. This is a metaphor. My point is, if this is not serving me, because a man should be serving. He really should. He's a servant. We're all stewards. Mm-hmm. But if he is not serving, and I say that, I don't mean that in an ugly, pompous type of way, but I mean, just, what DeAndre Whitfield was talking about, the difference between males and men, and men are servants. And so if I'm not receiving that, then I'm just not available. I'm not going to make myself available for what's not, what's not right. And so with that, women, I believe that you don't have to, well, hey, what's going on? Well, I wished it was you, but it was not. They're auditioning for the role. They didn't get the part. It's that simple. So,
but that puts him, by saying what you just said, that puts him on notice. That brings him to a world of reality.
But actions speak louder than words. I think as a woman, you just simply, you can see where it's going. It's like,
well, we're talking about her. We're talking about the lady in this
I'm talking about this woman right here. And this woman right here, you don't have to be, asking. Now, if you want to ask him, I don't know. I'm not really that big on that. Because I think people show you again who they are. I don't have to get into what are your intentions and I don't have to do that. I'm watching you. I'm dating you. I'm having a good time because I start out having a good time.
So, baby,
and I'm watching you.
What do we tell our clients, or what do our clients say when they say, "Wow, I understand it now that you said it like that." We know this stuff. They probably don't.
Well, so I'm saying to her, and I said, we listen to girlfriends a lot, but these are the girlfriends, right, Nettie? High five. These are the girlfriends. And so here's the thing: relax, exhale now, exhale now. Don't wait to exhale. Exhale right now in who you are. You're worthy. You're wonderfully made. Okay, go out and have a good time. Continue to go out and have a good time. With him, you can go out and have a good time. With him, you can go out and have a good time. With him, you can be selective. You don't have to narrow yourself down to nobody until it's time. Then when that brother, because he's concerned, when he really does come to you with the ring and the proposal, there is a little bit of fear. Is she going to say yes? Because you're the one that's choosing. You're choosing. And so you decide, but you take the time, and that takes all the pressure off of it. You're putting so much emphasis on one guy. Let him put the emphasis on you. And then you can make an educated, valued decision. And it's not just led on emotionals and a time clock that's ticking.
Yeah. And, one more point, or my last tip here. Don't be an MCR woman. And if you want to know what that is, ask me.
Tell them. Tell them what it is. You're going to tell
Don't
us.
be coming into a relationship talking about
hashtag.
marriage, M, commitment, C, and rings, R. Don't be an MCR woman. You know, don't get one of them shirts that say MCR on the thing.
Yeah, just
But
be
I'm serious
team
though.
me.
I'm serious. You know, unless a guy is sure that he wants to be with you and wants to marry you, he's gonna bring that up.
He is.
He's gonna bring that
Because
up.
people do what they want to do. And you have to trust that. And you have to exercise that just the same.
Yeah.
If he wants you, you'll know. You don't have to guess because they know what you want. They know
Yeah.
what women want. They know all women want that. They know.
Exactly. And you know what
So,
too?
you know-
if he does bring up the commitment or the marriage or the ring, don't jump in and say, "Oh, good, God, I was at Zell's the other day and I was seeing this ring," whatever, you know. Don't let him finish saying what he was going to say. Let him finish leading in the conversation about the marriage, the commitment, and the rings. If that's if he brings it up. Don't dive in with your perspective. Just say, "Ooh," or whatever y'all do, you know.
Well, I know one thing. The one thing that I have to say for sure, and that is
Hercules,
for the man
Hercules.
and the woman, for the men and the woman listening to this, I say this and I stand on it. Make sure you're sure.
Yeah,
Make sure you're sure.
yeah, exactly. Is that your closing?
That's my closing. You know, I don't have to think so.
Nettie, we'd like to give you an opportunity to say your closing arguments on this subject before we close it out.
I have no words.
I hope we didn't scare you off. We're going to have you back.
No, please do. Please do. And let me tell you, you're absolutely right. You know, the power of her, the power of who we are as women, you know, we don't tap into it. We give it away.
Yes.
And so, like you said, Terry, slow down, enjoy the journey.
Yes.
Because that's what it's got to be about. It should be
Exactly.
organic, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And clearly, if you're mentioning, hey, let's go look at rings, you're initiating it. And so there you are, taking his pants off and putting them on before the marriage even gets started. So, hey, and then you come to counseling talking about that a couple of years later.
It's
So,
too calculated. It's just too calculated and methodical. You know, it's like, no.
It
Just let go. Just relax. Enjoy the moments.
Yeah.
There you go.
And you know what? I think a lot of people, they don't enjoy the moments. You know, they start out real happy and then they get caught up in life.
Yeah.
You know, they get caught up in work, the kids, you know, each other. Then you start the arguments and you find out you're arguing. And if this pandemic has taught us anything, it's taught us that we're arguing because we don't know each other. We never knew how to communicate in the first place with each other because we don't see each other a lot during the day. You know, we're at work, we leave the house and we don't come back until 12 to 14 hours later. You know, so before I get on the soapbox with that,
Yeah, that's
Nettie,
another show.
Nettie, we love you guys and we love you. We love having you on. And thank you so much for being our first guest on the inaugural show.
Yes, we're glad to have you. And I know we're going to invite you back. Thank you
Exactly.
so much.
Can you tell people where they can reach you?
Yes, tell them.
Oh, absolutely. So my website is nettiejones.com. You can
NettieJones.com.
email me at, you can email me at nettie@nettiejones.com.
Okay, great.
We'll put your information on.
Yeah. And one more time, if they don't know who you are, what type of services do you offer?
So I'm licensed psychotherapist, and about 95% of my practice is working with women, but I do see families, couples, you know, marriage and couples counseling.
Okay, great.
As well as individual. Yeah.
Great.
That's her, the fabulous Miss Nettie Jones. We thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
God bless.
Have a good one.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bless
too.
you. Bye-bye.
So, because like I said, you know, guys, we like the thrill of the chase. Give us something to chase after. You know, act like you're the one that's going to be that one that has the potential to get away from us.
You know, I just want you to be comfortable. I just want you to be comfortable in your own skin. Even on first dates, if there's faux pas or whatever, go with it. Like Nettie and I were saying, be organic, be authentic. That's what a man wants. And that's not why you're doing it. You want to be comfortable in your own skin because at the end of the day, you wake up with you go to sleep with you. You are still you. And you have to be happy with who that is.
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
And I'll finish my closing arguments. Okay. But the thing is, too, women, if you tell the man ain't going to be no cookie, he's really going to want to pursue you at that point. All right. So keep your cookie in the jar. Don't move in with anyone. Stop playing house before it's time, and you'll find that man that you're looking for, right? Guys,
Love
we want to thank
thyself.
you. We had a great time today. This is our first show of Loving Black with Tory and Teri. And again, as we said at the beginning, if you'd like to send a letter in and let us pick it apart, we would love to do that. You can email us at loveinblack, number one, at gmail.com. You can also go to our website at iforeverwill.com.
That's us. It's
That's
Tory
us.
and Teri, Loving Black.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us today. We will see you again real soon. Be good to each other. Make love, not war.
And
Mwah.
love you with the love of Christ.
That's right.